Be welcomed, everyone, to the end of our high school experience. 3 phases of education have taken place over the last 12 years. Elementary, middle, high, soon college for most of us. Despite the consistent evolution in campuses, teachers, friends, homes, and relationships that have taken place over our younger years, something feels different about this change in status quo as compared to the previous ones. It's more climactic, it's more freeing, it's more exhilarating, but it's more something else as well. I think that when you strip down this occasion of its grandeur, the long-winded celebrations, the potlucks and movies, and the dances commemorating the flow of time, what you're left with is a deep-rooted emotion. I have found myself full of dread for these last few weeks at school. Fear of the future, fear of the unknown, fear of opportunity cost, fundamental fears baked into the human psyche. At the core, these feelings make sense. A huge change in the flow of our lives is about to change. And with that comes the possibility of great mistakes and tribulations, especially not helped by the cost of living crisis that we're living through right now. Anyways, have you all watched the 1993 hit rom-com Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray? Sometimes I wonder if I would Groundhog Day myself if I could, reliving the same day over and over again. Everything would stay stagnant, of course, but I'd also have time to try everything I could imagine. I could learn all there is to learn. Foreign languages, meditation, the secrets of the universe, knitting. I could explore the world within a certain radius around me, examining every alleyway and mediocre pizza parlor until I had no questions left to ask, all while listening to every musical artist and genre. I could try dangerous and risky things without fear of permanent consequences, like skydiving and base jumping. Generally, I wouldn't ever have to face my fears. It's tempting to linger in these moments, when so many future paths exist in this pseudo-possible state. You can go in any direction in life until you choose a direction, and the possibilities collapse into a single choice, and that choice follows you for the rest of your life. In the 1993 hit rom-com Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray, the cynical weatherman only exits the loop when he learns to appreciate life and others around him, represented by when he learns to love and is loved by his love interest, Rita. This is, all in all, a pretty lame theme. Love Always Wins has never been compelling to me, and the film is really only notable for its main premise, that of the day looping. But an interesting part about this ending is that when Phil exits the time loop, his life continues normally, as if the non-ultimate loops hadn't ended. That is to say, Phil never does anything physically impossible, and only gains mental knowledge throughout his loops, gaining nothing physical until the final loop. The reason I'm even talking about the 1993 hit rom-com Groundhog Day starring Bill Murray is the resemblance between the non-final Groundhog Day loops and the opportunity cost associated with collapsing possible realities. There are infinitely many choices, days, each of us can make throughout our lives that exist only to be chosen from the pool to become our shared reality. The perhaps unfortunate consequence of this is that I can't choose to Groundhog Day myself, even if I wanted to. The choices I make are unavoidably permanent and lasting. I've never been a fan of cliches, but perhaps we should treat every day as though it were our final Groundhog Day loop to make the most of every day, as they say. For Phil, this requires hundreds of loops, but we don't get that leniency. We never loop. We get one day per day, and we simply make the most of what we get. Despite this, even with our limited knowledge and less than surgical precision, I still think we can still get pretty damn close. One day, soon approaching with measured steps, I will graduate high school, and I will face my fears. Then, shortly after, I will move halfway across the world and depart from everyone and everywhere I've ever known. One day, I will graduate college and have to go through the process of finding a job and upholding my ability to subsist. Then, I will die. Sometimes it feels like life is just a string of fears looming over my head, but I know better than to be so pessimistic. Throughout life, we will all inevitably have to face our many fears. I hope each of us are strong enough to approach them as though they were our final Groundhog Day loop.